No one slept upstairs, the shadow knew why. Friday night Frights, Captain's Log. If you've walked through places that never felt empty, subscribe, throw us a line. We read every message that finds its way aboard. This one comes from land. I have sailed through storms that split the sky in two. I have watched men fear what rises from the sea. But nothing I have known out there in open water has ever matched what lived inside that house. It stood in Bella Bella, facing the ocean wind, built by hand, board by board, by my grandfather and family. My father helped raise it. His brother worked beside him. Every beam carried effort, every nail carried memory. It was a great house. 5 stories if you count it all, raised on pilings just off the ground. A wide front porch looked out over the water. In storms it would creak, but it always held. Behind it stood 3 long woodsheds, linked like passageways through shadow and cedar. In winter you walked them to gather wood in the dark. Before fuel replaced fire, that was how we lived. Inside the house was vast, 2 kitchens, rooms enough for gatherings, and gatherings were many. Weddings were held there, feasts filled the halls. When someone passed, the house served them too. The remains were brought in, placed in the front room. Someone always stayed watching through the night. That front room was never quiet. We all slept there together, on feather beds across the floor. Not because it was safe, but because it was shared. Even there you could feel it, footsteps sometimes, when no one else was awake, a presence moving just beyond sight. I remember noticing it, standing still, listening. My aunt saw that I knew. She said it plain, like giving advice about weather. When they bother you, clear your throat, as if to say, I am here, leave me be. Strangely, that worked. You don't argue with something like that. It will drag you down to its level. It has been there longer than you. But upstairs, that was different. Those upper floors were not like the rest. Rooms lined the halls like an old hotel. Doors taken from elsewhere. Heavy doors with a past we never questioned. When someone passed, their belongings stayed. Their room was closed and left as it was. We did not question that either. Some doors stayed closed longer than others. Not locked, just left alone. You could feel it when you passed by them. A stillness that was not empty. A quiet that listened back. Even in daylight, those halls felt occupied. The first to speak of it were my cousin Donny and his wife Shelley. They lived in that house long before the rest of us ever tried to sleep upstairs. They told us plainly, do not sleep there. Not as a joke, not as a warning for children, as truth. They had seen it. One night while both were awake, the room changed. No sound, no footsteps, just darkness. A shadow that did not belong to any light in that room. It spread, not walking, not drifting, spreading across the walls, across the space. Then over them, they could not move, they could not speak, they could not even call to each other. Only darkness, total, complete. When it released them, they left that room and never returned to sleep there again. Years later, my sisters Claire and Julie decided to try it themselves. They wanted privacy. They thought maybe the stories were exaggerated. They were both awake when it came. No door opened. No sound warned them. It was simply there. The same shadow. The same spreading dark. It filled the room. It swallowed the corners. Then it covered them. They could not move. They could not speak. Only darkness again. And then nothing. They ran downstairs the moment they could. Like the others, they never went back. That is how we knew this was not imagination. Different people, different years, same house, same thing, yet it stayed upstairs. It did not follow into the lower rooms, not even into the front room, where other things made themselves known. That house was not empty, not upstairs, not downstairs, but whatever lived there above was not the same as what walked below. I have thought about it for many years. A house filled with memory, rooms filled with belongings that were never moved, never cleared, a place where the departed were brought in and stayed for days at a time, watched over, and above that, rooms left closed. Something gathers in places like that, slowly, over time. I will not tell you what it was, only what it did, because in that house, the darkness did not belong to the night. If you've known a place that never felt empty, leave a comment below. If you want to help keep Ghost Boat afloat, subscribe, support us, share with others. Got a sea story to share? Throw us a line at ghostboatadventures@gmail.com. To tilt and wait, to fall and shout. Captain Jordan and his crew of ghosts over and out.